Forward.
The Nigerian Labour Congress (NLC) has taken to the streets in protest over worsening economic conditions across the country. Labour says rising inflation, high food prices, increased transport costs and electricity tariffs have made life unbearable for Nigerian workers. According to the NLC, wages have remained stagnant despite the sharp increase in the cost of living. The protest is also linked to the impact of fuel subsidy removal, which Labour says has triggered higher prices for foods and services, while promised government palliative have failed to adequately cushion the effect.
Before now, we did a letter to the president to discuss state of the nation with him. And that was in June, precisely June 16th. And between that time and now, we have made efforts. A letter to the minister, through the Minister of Labour, acknowledged. Letter to the CSO, to the President, acknowledged. A letter through the Secretary to the government, acknowledged. And between June and now, some of them acknowledged on the 17th, exactly 6 months today. Between that time and now, none of them communicated to the President. And part of the discussion we wanted to hold with the President is on national issue of security, both physical security, physical insecurity and financial insecurity. So it took this issue of action, which was basically to protest and to list to them the level of physical and financial insecurity that the workers are passing through. That yesterday, I think through the governors forum, or through the progressive governors, we were able to secure a meeting with the president, and we listed all these issues, including the issue of crisis in the academic tertiary institutions. And we were clear with him, of course he agreed, that there should be a negotiating machinery in the academic, in the tertiary institutions, so that it is not this today ASU, following the SANU, following the NASU. So agreed on that. On the issue of the health workers that have been on strike for a long time, with Jehesu, we agreed on that, and he gave the governors there the channel of getting back to him and interfacing between us and him, because it appears all the bureaucratic channels have collapsed. They are not working together, nobody, and I'm not sure they meet him. We now discuss this issue of insecurity, fiscal insecurity and financial insecurity. And he said, that the security situation did not start with him, which we appreciate, but our leadership is a continuum. And he said he has done a lot. And we lamented on the issue of equipment by our own security, which he said he has gone far. Making sure that in no distant time, the issue of this insecurity will be a thing of the past. And he now said that he had pulled Nigeria out of economic hardship, which will now say he wants it to translate to the pocket of the workers. And on the basis of that, Mr. President agreed that the entire National Executive Council of the NLC will have a meeting with him, I think so, NAC of NLC, by January, so that all those issues will be discussed. And you can see that these are discussions and action in progress. But whether that will now, people will now translate it to calling off protests, that's not the position of Congress. Calling for this protest is to call attention on the seriousness of both financial and fiscal insecurity.
The Congress is demanding an upward review of national minimum wage, full implementation of existing agreements with the federal government, and stronger social protection measures for workers and vulnerable Nigerians. The NLC warns that if its demands are not addressed, the protest could escalate into wider industrial action.